Hey, welcome to the driveway. I'm just going to give you a quick tour of some of the stuff I've collected that makes working in a driveway a lot easier. Check it out. So I'm going to give you a tour of my driveway setup. I'm going to start with things that I think are pretty essential and work my way to things that aren't essential but are nice to have. And I'm going to try to put links to everything down below so you can find it pretty easily. So first and foremost, I live in Utah. It gets really hot in the summer. It's a lot of weather, so rain, snow, sleet, all of the things. And my driveway is a west-facing driveway, so I'm just getting blasted by the sun all day long. So some kind of shade, a canopy, is really essential for me anyway, working in the driveway. So this one is from Costco. It's a 13 by 13 pop-up canopy. It was like $140, but you can find these at Costco all the time, and they are worth their weight in gold. They're super easy to pop up, they're super easy to take down, and they're easy to store. So some kind of shade is really crucial. You just don't want to get baked by the sun all day in your driveway. So pick one of these up. Okay, this one probably goes without saying, but some kind of roller toolbox is really nice to have. Having to go back and forth from your garage to your driveway to get tools it just takes a lot of time and it gets really annoying. So getting a roller is really nice. This is a super cheap one. This is the Harbor Freight US General. I think it's the 5-drawer. Really great, room for everything that I need to have in here. Pretty compact, and again, it stores away really easily. But if you're working in your driveway, having some kind of a roller toolbox is really helpful. You can get these for under $200 and they are well worth it. So pick one of these up, it'll make your life way easier working in the driveway. Okay, this is my newest acquisition. These things are awesome though. So this is the Ryobi bucket top fan. So it's a fan, but it's also a mister. So you fill a bucket full of water, turn on the fan, and there's a little pump that goes into the water, and then you get driveway AC, essentially. This is awesome. I've been running this the last couple of days. It's been super hot. It's been in the upper 90s, and this has been amazing. With the canopy and with the mister, it just makes life so much better down under the sun. So these are great. These sell out really quickly. You can get them at Home Depot. This is the $99 one. They make a $60 version, but it's not a mister. It's just a fan. But that one's really good too. It pushes a lot of air. But this is the one to get. It's fantastic. So it runs off the lithium, the 18-volt batteries. So you can put the small ones in there, which I've got right now, or you can put the big ones in there as well, and it runs just like super, super well. So highly recommend getting these. Again, not super necessary. If you have the canopy, that's usually enough, or some kind of a box fan, just to get airflow moving and keep you cool. But this is great. You should get one of these. All right, one of the last things I'll talk about is this is definitely on the very nice to have, very much not necessary, but this is my QuickJacks setup. So the QuickJacks are super nice. So my QuickJacks are the 5,000 pound version, so it'll lift anything under 5,000 pounds, which covers all of my cars, even my minivan. Minivan's like, I get a little sketched out when I lift the minivan, but it's rated for that weight. These are definitely a nice to have, not a must have. These are really expensive. I bought mine on a Labor Day sale, and I think it was still about $1,400, which is a lot of money for a car jack. I had some scary experiences with some jack stands. Yeah, so for my peace of mind, I just wanted something that I knew was gonna hold and stay there and not slip, ever. The one criticism I will give on QuickJacks is they take a little while to set up. So every time you get them to the car, it'll take about a good 20-25 minutes to get them set up properly and lined up. So you have to have them perfectly parallel with each other, as flat as you can, so they can lift at the same time and apply the same pressure evenly. Yeah, and then like the front to back balance, you just kind of have to figure it out, because you do not want the jack stands to teeter-totter. You want them to stay planted on the ground, all 4 points on the ground. But once they are set up, they're super convenient. You can get the car up and down really quickly, really easily. but the setup, it does take a little while. So you can find sales on QuickJacks. You can buy them direct through QuickJack or eBay. Amazon sells them as well. I think Lowe's and Home Depot carry them, but they're probably not in store. You probably just have to order them from their warehouses. And they do run sales, but the sales aren't amazing. Like, I think regularly mine were $1,500, and again, I think I got them for 13 or 14. So these are an expense, and they are definitely a luxury, not a must-have. So QuickJacks, if you're feeling real fancy. The last bit of driveway kit I'm going to talk about is your wardrobe. Okay, so you might not think about this, but you know, we typically just throw on whatever we have, like dirty clothes, to get out and on the driveway, and that's totally fine. That works. But again, we want to avoid the sun as much as possible. So I always worked in like a black t-shirt, and I would just bake, I would cook. So now, you know, I try to work in like a white t-shirt or a light colored t-shirt. I'll work in pants. I rarely work in shorts just because it scrapes up my legs and I get all kinds of nicks and whatever. Just, you know, something that's comfortable, that's gonna move with you. And then shoes, I just work in an old pair of skate shoes, or I have some work boots. Just things that are gonna keep you comfortable and cool. White t-shirt's great. Hat, definitely want a hat, especially for us guys that don't have a lot of hair anymore. And then a few other things, I think we've talked about this. Get some PPE, some protection. So eye protection, in my opinion, is a must. I always wear eye protection, no matter if I'm under the car or not. Just grab a pair. Again, I got these on Amazon. I think they're like 15 bucks. So, and they're ANSI rated. You do want to look for something that's ANSI rated. It's going to stop things from getting to your eyes. So eye protection, it's a must in my opinion. And then work gloves. So you can work in the nylon work gloves if you want. I have those too. That's great for draining stuff and getting wet things. But these Gorilla Grip gloves, I love these. I just bought a box of these. Again, you can get these at Home Depot. The whole box cost, I think it was like 25 bucks. And I think it's 50 pairs of these in that box. Well worth it. But just anything that's gonna keep your hands from getting like corrosive stuff like brake fluid or gasoline, you don't want that on your hands. So just get a nice pair of gloves and wear them. Get some eye protection. You do not want to lose an eyeball. There's no project car that's worth an eyeball. Sorry, well, maybe a Mark IV Supra. No, eyeball is more, yeah, you want your eyeball more than a Mark IV Supra. So eye protection, you're gonna want that. So that's it. Those are really the essentials that I need to work in the driveway effectively. I need some shade, I need some air, I need something to get my car off the ground. I need some clothes that I can move around in comfortably and aren't going to make me cook in the sunlight. And then I need my tools. And then other than that, we're ready to cook, but not from the heat, but you know, like cook, like do work. So let's do some work.